U.S. Senator Thom Tillis of North Carolina is touting the Respect for Marriage Act, which protects the legal status of some same-sex marriages. Does that mean he changed his position on same-sex marriage? Paul Spey looks at Tillis's record for PolitiFact.
When it comes to same-sex marriage, has Thom Tillis flip-flopped? You may have heard that he recently voted for the Respect for Marriage Act. Now, same-sex marriages are legal across the U.S., of course, but if the U.S. Supreme Court ever overrules its previous marriage decision, the Respect for Marriage Act would protect the status of any same-sex couples who are already married. And while it would allow states to reinstitute their own marriage laws that they used to have, states would have to recognize same-sex marriages from states where it was legal at the time. Tillis is one of only 12 Republicans to vote for this bill, and according to the Washington Post, he helped Democrats gather that GOP support. Now, how does that compare to some of his old votes? Let's go back to 2012. Tillis was Speaker of the North Carolina House of Representatives, and same-sex marriage was already effectively outlawed in the state. Tillis and other Republicans who controlled the legislature placed a referendum on this ballot that went a step further, placing a same-sex marriage ban on the state constitution. Tillis said he supported that referendum, which voters ultimately approved. Now, Tillis says this does not signify a flip-flop because the legal landscape for same-sex marriage has changed. You can see his comments here. And that's certainly true. But it's also true that in 2012, Tillis made it harder for same-sex couples to gain marriage rights. Then, 10 years later, he broke with most Senate Republicans to preserve the rights of married same-sex couples. And that's why the flip-o-meter rates his shift a half flip. Read more about Tillis's record at WREL.com.